Hi, welcome back. It is just me now. No Abhyu, no Pikachu. Abhyu's on stream. Pikachu may or may not be on stream. Probably not. Welcome back to round number 4 of our Gym Challenge, League Challenge here at Psycho Turtle in Pico Rivera, California. Oh, so you can go to Psycho Turtle for lots of card-related things. I think they're out of something for the new releases. I don't follow them that much, but you should support them. Or go to the Smash tournaments here. But Smash Wednesday and Sunday, I think. This is a terrible ad. Abhyu, Vatsavai, and William Franco. We got Abhyu with Dugtrio, Iron Hands, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Whimsicott, and Furgiraffe with Miraidon, Terra Electric, Choice Specs, Volt Switch, Discharge, Electro Drift, Draco Meteor. And then on Will's side, it is the Amoonguss, Iron Valiant, Urshifu Water, Pelipper, Landorus Incarnate, and the Calyrex Ice, Terra Grass, Clear Amulet, Glacial Lance, High Horsepower, Trick Room Protect. I had pizza in between games. Ernie didn't ruin all the pizza, so I got some pizza. Dugtrio's on our screen. Both these players at 1 and 2, as we alluded to previously. Dugtrio in this matchup might not come. The point of Dugtrio is that you're able to stop anything from switching out to negate your discharges from Miraidon, and then also you don't take any damage from your discharges as Miraidon. The problem in this matchup is that there are 2 wide guards on Will's team, so discharge probably not a great idea. So I don't know if we'll see the Dugtrio because of that, because that is a big part of why Dugtrio is particularly useful. There's also 2 flying types, which makes it kind of difficult to play Dugtrio into that. In any case, Whimsicott, Iron Hands the lead for Abhyu, and then on the other end it is the Iron Valiant and the Landorus Incarnate. Iron Valiant, this is the world's 2nd place team, I think. With the Iron Valiant, it's got that booster energy, as we saw. It's got the Spirit Break, coaching on for Wide Guard. Landorus, it is that Scarf version, with the U-Turn and then the Earth Power, Sand Seer, and Sludge Bomb. I'm just naming moves now. Well, we'll see here. We've got a lot of setup here for Abhyu. Got the Tailwind or the Light Screen, whatever you want to do with the Whimsicott, and then you have the Iron Hands, whatever you want to do with that. It is the Terra Bug Iron Hands. Always love to see that Terra Bug. Going to be Calyrex switching in on the Iron Valiant slot, so you're going to burn that booster energy immediately, but you do get Calyrex in here, which always is fun. Whimsicott switching out on the other end. And I think that'll be Miraidon coming in. Yep, so both sides switch in their restricteds, turn 1. The hard switch can always be a bit scary. See if Will read this to any degree, because the Sand Seer could be pretty tough. Going to get the Terra here. It might be the Terra Ghost onto the in Landorus. Yeah, it is. So it'll avoid a Fake Out. This could be a real good turn for Will if this is a Sand Seer. And even if it's not, this could be a lot of damage regardless. It is that Sheer Force boosted whatever, which always is good. Okay, now I need to ask someone, because someone told me earlier that they forgot Sheer Force on their lander. I guess if it's Choice Scarf, then you wouldn't forget it. It is the Sand Seer. Iron Hands did use the Terrastal to Terra Bug to not get hit really, really hard by that. But Miraidon got hit pretty hard by that, and Calyrex will take about half its HP from the Wild Charge from the Iron Hands. It's a great spot for Will right now, to be perfectly honest. Abhyu can switch into 2 things that are both not weak to ground, but at the same time, it is kind of dangerous. Especially because if you do switch, you have to worry about the Cali Ice, because that means you're switching into a grass type that gets lit up by Glacial Lance. We'll see what the choice is here. It's going to be the Miraidon hard switching out. Into the Whimsicott. So that is the double grass resists. We got Sand Seer, and it's going to miss the Whimsicott anyway. It's going to hit the Iron Hands. Hold for burn. Does not burn. The Wild Charge goes into the Landorus, picks up the knockout, but this could be kind of a not Sisyphean. I don't know. Faustian Bargain? I'm blanking on words. We're getting a Trick Room from Calyrex. That was a really nice play. That means the Calyrex is going to be able to do quite a bit in these twisted dimensions. Oh, but Whimsicott has Encore. That's tough. That makes things really awkward, actually. That Encore can go right into the Calyrex, and you don't get to use your Glacial Lance, because the Encore goes first. So this is a tough spot for Will to be in, for sure. Tally might have to switch out regardless, and I don't know... It's the Iron Valiant that's the last Pokemon there. Both these Wide Guards came, which is interesting. You get the Encore, and so the Trick Room is going to get undone, probably. Assuming Calyrex takes this turn, yeah, it's going to... Oh, wait, that's so sick! That's actually so cool! You get the priority Trick Room like that. Not priority, but like fast Trick Room like that. That's cool, actually. I actually kind of love that. If you click something else and then you get the Encore, that's interesting. I wonder if anyone... Is that tech? Fans at home, is that tech? I'm kind of intrigued by that. Because I wonder if you can do... Like, I mean, I remember the Hatterene Riolu strategy back in Sword and Shield, where you could go for the Max Guard and then get the Copycat, so you get the priority Trick Room. That's not priority Trick Room, but it is faster Trick Room. Like, Trick Room at the speed of whatever else you were doing. I'm curious. I'm gonna have to ask around to see if people knew about that interaction. If that's like a usable interaction to get, like, fast Trick Room up. In any case, Whimsicott's gonna Light Screen here, and I'm gonna just make life difficult for Calyrex. Calyrex is just gonna drop anyways. Takes the foul play there, and has to get on out of there. Hit the Dusty Trail. Pelipper goes for the Hurricane into the Whimsicott. That should pick up the knock. Nope, not going to. Light Screen is up, and that is why it's not going to. The Whimsicott will take that with a little bit of HP remaining. And Valiant back on the field. Fairy Fighting type means it's weak to Fairy, so we'll be able to be hit by that Moonblast for super effective damage, as well as a Psychic Noise, so lots of super effective damage on the field here. It's going to be tough for Will to get out of this one, to be honest. And especially since Will has already used the Terra, so Pelipper can't really get out of getting hit really hard by Miraidon. Although you can block it from using Discharge, so if you can get both these Pokemon out of the way, and then somehow, like, it's an uphill battle, that's for sure. Whimsicott will get the Tailwind up. We know that that'll... I mean, we all know what Tailwind does. Iron Valiant with the Encore onto the Farigiraf. So it just uses the Foul Play again into the Pelipper. Foul Play does basically nothing into either. Struggling to talk. I'm blaming the pizza. Foul Play does basically nothing into either of these Pokemon because it's quadruple not very effective against Iron Valiant, and it does nothing against Pelipper, who has a very, very low attack stat, both naturally and in this situation. So this is actually a spot that Will can get out of. It mostly depends on how much you can do with Spirit Break here against me. Oh, Miraidon's on very low HP, I forgot. And Iron Valiant has the boosted speed. This could actually be a real nice spot for Will. This Spirit Break into the Miraidon should pick up the knockout. And that'll just mean it's a 2-on-1 against a Farigiraf that's locked into his Foul Play, and that should just be it. Miraidon, Miraidon is still faster, goes for the Electro Drift, needs to pick up the knockout on Iron Valiant here, and it does. Game saver for Abhyu there. Could still be in for a bit of an awkward endgame. Hurricane into Miraidon, should pick up the knockout. It only needed... Oh, it only needed 27... it only needed 30 damage and only got 27 out of it. Possibly a roll there, but that's certainly going to be the game. Tough endgame for Will there. You can see him a little bit upset there. Certainly would have been an interesting end to the game there, as I'm not sure how much Pelipper did to Farigiraf. Particularly since everything it did was reliant on Rain. Rain was gonna expire fairly soon, and Psychic Noise would have become usable again. Which Psychic Noise certainly does a lot more to Pelipper. I'm not sure that would have been a win if that had knocked out, but with it not knocking out, that definitely wasn't a win. That is a tough way to lose that one. Abhyu gonna win game number 1 by the skin of his teeth. We move to game number 2 here. Lots of interesting interactions in game number 1. I felt like it went like right through me. That turn 1 was interesting, and it certainly... The turn 1 certainly set up Will for a spot where he could have won. Again, I don't know the exact numbers on that Pelipper damage. I'm actually gonna find out right now. That's the power I have, is I can just check on my phone and see how much damage it does. In any case, I don't... Miraidon. Dex, Terra Electric doesn't really matter. Pelipper, which, I don't know, it's Covert Cloak. What does that mean? Say it's this. Hurricane, how much damage does it do? Damage-wise. That's... Okay, hold on, I'm figuring this out. Pointless. Okay, no, it was, very close to KOing. Miraidon have Bolt? Sorry, I'm gonna stop paying attention to my to my calcs now. It's Lando Pelipper against Iron Hands Whimsicott here. Again, these are the two that are or can be resistant to ground, which ground type moves a pretty tough matchup for Abhyu's team. In many cases, at least just because Miraidon is weak to ground, and that can be kind of scary to deal with, and it's Terra Electric, so it's always weak to ground. Get the Terra on the Pelipper immediately. Terra Grass gonna flip around its weakness to Electric. Could be nice in this matchup here. We're gonna get the Terra on both sides. Probably the Terra Bug again, I'd have to imagine. Indeed it will be. Iron Hands Terra Bug. So, we'll get the light screen as well from Whimsicott, with how many special moves are on Will's team, especially on the field right now. Not a bad move. Hold for burn. Oh wait, no, it can't burn. I'm smart, and I know a lot about Pokemon. It can't burn because of sheer force. Light screen getting a lot of work done, but not a whole lot of work getting done in the other direction by the Wild Charge into the Terra Grass Pelipper, so both sides will kind of shake hands on that one a little bit. At the same time, I think Will is in a slightly nicer spot right now. Abhyu does get the Tailwind, really temple setting, getting the light screen, getting the Tailwind. Another Sand Seer Storm coming through, not going to do a whole lot. Drain Punch, not a knockdown on the Pelipper. Iron Hands does get a lot of HP back, basically everything that it took from the Sand Seer specifically, I'd say. A lot of S's. Whimsicott knocked out by the Hurricane, but I think it got its work done. Encore not available anymore, so it's a little easier to kind of get your tally set up now, if you're Will. Same time though, Miraidon on the field doesn't do a lot of damage to either of these Pokemon, but you're also fast, and that might be all that matters. Because you will certainly knock out both these Pokemon if there are no switches or changes. I know a switch is a change, but you get what I'm saying. On Will's end, I don't know what you do. I mean, a switch in for something else could be nice, but I don't know. Ultimately, you have to decide what you think Miraidon's about to do. If you think it's about to Draco, because I mean, what does Iron Hands do to Lando. Not much is the answer. It does not do much to Lando. Does Lando go first? No, it doesn't. Does Draco knock out Landorus? Yes, it does. And that helping hand is not going to get anything done. Not that anything was going to get done, because the Iron Hand is still going to move before the Pelipper. Get that Drain Punch down. And that's the double knockout for Will this turn. That brings, for a double knockout for Abhyu onto Will's Pokemon. Close enough. It's fine. I know the Pokemon are. Let's Pelipper down. We'll see what the last two Pokemon are. Imagine Ice Rider is probably one of them. It's going to be Urshifu, and maybe it's not Ice Rider. Sometimes you just don't bring Ice Rider. Nope, it's Ice Rider. I lied, I tricked you. It's Ice Rider. Now an interesting spot. I mean, this Terrabug, part of the reason behind this Terrabug is that it's resistant to grass, or excuse me, it's resistant to ground without being weak to ice. Or Calyrex Ice, or Cali Ice. And Miraidon's just gonna Draco again. It's gonna miss Cali. The low kick into the horse does a lot of damage there. That's a very heavy horse. Surging Strikes into Iron Hands. Will this pick up the knockout? It is bulky. It's gonna be close. And it gets it. And it gets the knockout, and that means Miraidon can't switch moves. It means that Cali is gonna be in a much better spot. This is a pretty good spot for Will to end out this game. There's the Glacial Lance, and is that gonna take down Miraidon? Indeed it will, and that should be it for game number 2. I think it'll be tough for... I think it'll be tough for Dugtrio to get this one, to win this one. I'm not sure what Dugtrio can do here. Yeah, I don't see the vision. Dugtrio could potentially knock out the Calyrex, and we can see what kind of damage it does at that range. Yeah, this is the Dugtrio. I kind of mentioned what it does earlier. Oh, but the Aqua Jet comes out, and that's going to bring it down to Sash, because Dugtrio is super frail. It's frail because it has Endeavor and wants to be frail. But you can see it's kind of min on a lot of its defense stats. There's the Glacial Lance, which is not going to connect. The rain stopped. Light screen wears off. And Tailwind peters out. I'd say the only out here would be... no, there isn't one. There simply isn't one. Urshifu is simply the perfect Pokemon for dealing with the Detect on the Urshifu. That could actually... No, it doesn't matter. Calyrex takes no damage from Dig. Calyrex takes absolutely no damage to Dig, and yeah, that one's gonna be... That should be it. Yeah, there's the Aqua Jet. That cleans it up. We head to game 3. Abhyu and Will heading to game number 3. The winner of this staying alive in the tournament. Loser dropping to 1 and 3, and that's not going to be enough to get you into top 8 regardless. That last game, Will led both of his flying types, not necessarily because they were both flying types, but it certainly helped and it certainly contributed. The missed Draco Meteor certainly contributed to Abhyu winning that one, I think. Or, excuse me, Abhyu losing that one. I'm curious what would have happened if the Draco Meteor connected, because the Calyrex took a pretty decent amount of damage. And, I mean, it is Specs, it is Miraidon, it's going to do a lot of damage with Draco Meteor to Calyrex, regardless of if it already had one Draco down and it's a little bit less damage. And that seriously could have changed things if that had meant a knockout on the Calyrex, which then meant the Miraidon could have, I don't know, gotten another Draco down. It's an interesting dilemma for both of these players to be in at this point. Just have to see what the leads are for game number 3 here. The decider, as they call it. I just called it that, so I'm Bay. The King Gambit and the Lunala, neither of which are on either of their teams. I don't know if that should be allowed. Calyrex Landorus this time from Will, and it's Urshifu Whimsicott on the other end, so no Iron Hands in the lead team. That also means no takeout in the lead for Abhyu. And it should mean that, I mean, this is a kind of nice spot for Will, all things considered. I think you can't Trick Room here. The one thing you can't do is click Trick Room with Calyrex. But I think if you chill out and get like a nice Glacial Lance down, it could be big. We're gonna see the Terra here. I think this is Abhyu's Terra Water on the Urshifu. Terra Water, Choice Scarf, Urshifu with them Surging Strikes. I see the Terra on the other end. It is the Cali Ice, gonna Terra Grass. Not a big deal that it did that negatively. There's almost nothing that actually hits it better Terra Grass than in its current typing. Get the Tailwind off. Urshifu going for them Surging Strikes. That's going to knock out Landorus. Like, that Landorus is just done for. Even if it Terastallized into that Ghost type, it was probably done for. But now, did Calyrex go for the Trick Room, or did it go for the Glacial Lance? That could be the big decider. It did go for Glacial Lance. Is it going to knock out the Whimsicott? Yes, it will. That is a real nice turn for Will. Got some okay damage down on the Urshifu as well, but at this point, Calyrex is in a nice little spot here. It's resistant to Surging Strikes. Surging Strikes will still do quite a bit of damage, but it is resistant to Surging Strikes. I don't know about the Dark Trio, man. I just don't know. Urshifu coming out on the other end. This is Focus Sash and also doesn't have Tailwind, so it's gonna be slower. Now the question, how do you get this Calyrex out of the way? I'd be curious to know how much Surging Strikes does, but if you commit... I don't think a Surging Strikes is going to KO. And if you have to commit a Surging Strikes and your Miraidon move into it, you could be in a pretty awkward spot. Calyrex is able to take any amount of hits this turn. This game might just be over after a Glacial Lance. You're gonna get the Surging Strikes. It's gonna be into the Calyrex. It does no damage. That does, like, nothing, actually. Calyrex absolutely eats that hit. And now, for the Draco Meteor, Peace Resistance. Does pick up the knockout onto the Calyrex. That is a big knockout for Abhyu. And the Urshifu going for the close combat into the Miraidon, gonna do about half the HP there. Last two Pokemon now for Will. It's gonna be the Pelipper as the last one. On the positive end, I mean, there are a lot of positives here. You know that Miraidon can't use an electric move on either of your water types. You do have Rain and Urshifu and water types, although there is an Urshifu on the other end that is Terra Water and water type and Surging Strikes and all that. That could still be an issue. And you also know that your Pelipper Hurricane does, like, no damage to Miraidon, so you do need to use your close combat to knock out the Miraidon could be a problem if Surging Strikes is just able to knock out right now. It'll be close. And if Draco Meteor comes with it, it certainly will get it. I don't think it's gonna get it here. It's close. Ooh, barely. Barely, barely, barely. Does the Draco follow up? It does, and it connects, and it picks up the knockout. And that should be it for Abhyu winning this one. Don't even need to get the celebrity, the Doug Trio to come out and help out. Oh, but we're going to see the Doug Trio. The Hurricane knocks out the Urshifu, and we will see Doug Trio. I guess, am I could talk, I'm actually talking myself back into this. Miraidon has, like, is it -4 special attack at this point, and Doug Trio does, like, nothing to Pelipper. It does have the Endeavor. We get to see the cool Endeavor tech. Let's watch it now. Part of the reason why it's, like, min HP and I think min other defenses. Somebody knock something over? What's happening over there? Ah, what? We'll see. Pelipper is full HP. Pelipper could actually clutch this one out, particularly with Hurricane, if it's able to get the Confuse on the Hurricane. There's the Doug Trio Endeavor, and yeah, it brings it down to 95 HP, which it was at much more than that. And the Draco Meteor just picks up the KO anyway. Miraidon's crazy strong. At -4, the Miraidon still picks it up, and Abhyu is going to win that one, move to 2-2 on the day. Will drops to 1-3. What a game. What an absolute game between those two. A real fun one. Sad we didn't get to see the Doug Trio show off at all. We got to see the Doug Trio a little bit. We didn't get to see it, like, really pop off and get to do something fun. But in any case, that'll be it for round number 4. Final round, money round, and the next one, not really money, but whatever. Round 5, coming up next. Don't go anywhere.